So among other things, Donald Trump also has a math problem. It is on top of his money problem, which includes needing a little-known insurance company to put up cash for him to make bond in that New York civil fraud judgment. It's, of course, on top of his myriad legal problems, which we're all familiar with by now, and those 88 felony charges spread across 4 criminal cases. But back to the math for a second. It's a pretty major one for the ex-president and Republican presidential nominee. And the latest example comes from the key must-win battleground state of Pennsylvania. Yesterday's presidential primary there delivered some eye-popping numbers sure to set off alarm bells deep inside at the highest levels of the Trump campaign. At least 156,000 Pennsylvania voters told Donald Trump, no, thank you, and voted for Nikki Haley yesterday, a candidate who suspended her campaign 7 weeks ago. Did we mention this happened yesterday? Keep in mind, the state was decided by just over 80,000 votes in the election in 2020. Now, what makes the result even more glaring and problematic for Trump is this wasn't one of those states where independents and Democrats could cross over to vote for Nikki Haley. That happened in some places. The Pennsylvania Republican primary is a closed primary, which means that the electorate, the people who chose Nikki Haley in those numbers, those were all registered Republicans in Pennsylvania. Joining our conversation, former Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism and Threat Prevention at the Department of Homeland Security. We haven't seen her in a long time, but we're so glad she's back. Elizabeth Newman's here. She's the author of the new book, Kingdom of Rage, The Rise of Christian Extremism and the Path Back to Peace, which we'll talk about in a second. Michael Steele's with us as well. These are not good numbers for Trump.
You see the smile on my face.
I see it.
No, they're not good numbers. I was actually really pleasantly surprised. Think about how intense you have to be to go vote for somebody that's no longer in contention.
Yeah.
It's already decided he's going to be the nominee.
It's a protest.
Yeah, it's definitely, I want the Republican Party to hear my voice. I am done with Trump. I think the question is, does that mean they vote for Biden, or do they just sit it out in November?
Yeah, I mean, Michael Steele, what did you make of these numbers? Obviously, the closed primary aspect of it makes it a more troubling political development for the Trump team.
Well, yeah, I think that's an important aspect of it because you do need to distinguish it from what we saw in New Hampshire, for example, where it was an open primary and a lot of Democrats and independents voted in that primary, which changed the numbers. Here, you're talking more directly about a closed primary, all Republicans that are only ones that are allowed to vote. And it does send a shot across the bow. I think the appropriate question is, well, OK, so what does it mean? Who are these voters? Are these the voters who braved the point? Oh, I don't want to, have something go sideways. So I want to go put my voice in the mix. Do I want to, show how mad I am at Trump? And how does that then translate come November? Do those voters then come back to the polls in November, or do they sit out? My thinking is, from my experience, Nicole, and probably from yours as well, is a voter who gets in their car and drives to a polling place to cast a vote for someone is no longer on the ballot, can no longer be the nominee, is not going to stay home on Election Day. They're not going to sit it out on Election Day. They will go to the polls. And again, I keep saying this to the Democrats and the Biden team. Those are your voters. Your coalition right now is fractured, right? So you've got to look at, A, how you tighten up the coalition amongst your own folks, but then B, which is actually probably A, the number one thing you need to do is get those voters who are making these very public statements about their intent, right? This is an intentional act. This is an intentional vote that says, come November, I'm up for grabs. And so this is an important opportunity, I think, to really solidify the conversation with those voters, to reach out to them directly in a personal way and say, I need you. I heard you. I saw what you did in Pennsylvania. You're going to see it here in Maryland. You're going to see it in other primary states that are coming down the pike, where Nikki Haley is going to secure a lot of disaffected, pissed off Republican voters And the question then becomes, what do you do with them? You don't want them, nor do you let them stay at home.
Yeah.
You get them out to vote for Joe Biden.